Live? Are we good? Are we ready to begin for tonight's shenanigans of the week? I hope so. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you guys can hear me loud and clear because if you can, then that means everything should be running A-OK, should be running all smooth and dandy, and we're able to begin tonight's session of the PokePod World Podcast. So, fingers crossed, everything sounds A-OK. Everybody's all good to go, etc. Tonight's going to be a very, very beefy session, I would say, given that we have a lot to cover for tonight. We have the Nintendo Direct. We have the latest episode of PM2019. We got, Pokemon Week. We got some controversies going on in the world of the internets and so much more to cover. So we'll do our best to cover as much as we possibly can. Oh, man, that Daft Punk announcement, man. That hit hard at home. Oh, my God. Daft Punk, well, at least according to the video, originated in 1993, which is, my birth year and all that. And having listened to their music growing up, especially, I mean, just as anybody else out there, I mean, how could you not enjoy One More Time or Stronger? I mean, Get Lucky as well as another fantastic hit. I know they haven't made a lot of songs in the current timeline. Like, they've been pretty quiet ever since maybe 2013, 2014. But still, regardless, though, their music has left such a impact in the industry for many, many fans. If you even go to their YouTube channel and watch the latest video that they uploaded, the epilogue, you'll discover that the epilogue video is actually filled with both English and Spanish speaking audiences. It just shows you how universal this is. And
I'm guessing that you're talking about the real DP that's important this week.
Yes, the DP that really matters. The DP I really didn't think we'd actually have to talk about, but unfortunately have to talk about. How you doing there, John, by the way?
I'm doing quite good. How are you?
I am doing pretty fine myself, man. We're just talking about the true DP, as you stated, Daft Punk retiring, splitting up. I don't know how much you've grown with that particular duo, but if you had some, something you want to share about that, you can, of course.
All I remember was that a lot of their music was downloaded on the there was like this school-wide drive in high school. Like you could like just go in there and like there'd just be music on there and you could just listen to it like regardless of any of the school computers that were on. I remember there being a lot of Daft Punk, and then I remember there being like a lot of like prank calls downloaded off of YouTube in like MP3 form. So you got like a kind of a hilarious mix of both of those. So that's about my extent of knowledge with the band. But yeah, I mean I guess it's sad because I mean they probably had a lot of fans, but
yeah, like I mentioned, it's a Daft Punk. When you grew up with those songs back then, and even now, they're memorable. You can't discredit that. They are incredible, iconic songs that fans grown to love and enjoy. And whatever they have planned for the future, all I could say is that I hope they've done all that they can to make fans happy. I mean, it's Daft Punk, it just feels like it's the end of an era to me personally, because I feel the music that they brought to the table, at least during that era anyway, even like in the early 2000s, was, in my opinion, some of the best. It felt original, and I think that's the most important thing. So yeah, not much to say on that part. We have a lot to cover though tonight because, as I stated before, we have the Nintendo Direct that went down this week. We have, this week focused on Pokemon, and we had a lot of announcements today, starting things off for Pokemon Day, that being that there are going to be a lot of announcements this week. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of talk for that. Yeah, the big announcement was that there's going to be a lot of announcements coming soon. And let's see what else is there. We also got the, of course, latest episode of PM2019. We're going to be talking about that too, and many other topics that I think is fun to cover for tonight. So,
well, I'll probably be dipping out after the first hour because once again I am comically behind on Pokemon journeys. I'm like 3 or 4 episodes behind again. So
it's okay. It works, John, because I probably won't talk for the first hour.
Okay, fantastic.
So you two will swap, basically, is what's going on.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so I think the first thing we should talk about is the Direct in itself, then. Why don't we? Because the Direct is the thing that started well, last week anyway for most of us. And boy, what a direct that was. I think that might have been the very first time a direct had legitimately broke my voice cords, man. Or my vocal cords, because after past that day, man, I was never able to talk for like a good 24 hours. And also, Tyrone coming in with a raid. Thank you so much, Tyrone. Hope to hear from you soon in the call. But yeah, so how did things start off for the Nintendo Direct? Let's talk about it. Pyra and Mithra. I'm gonna not lie to you. I honestly thought we were getting a DLC slash continuation story. And
yeah, it seemed that way because it's like the only time that they did a Smash reveal, but they didn't do like the little the little cross, like the little Smash thing at the beginning that like lets you know, like, oh, it's a Smash reveal. So like they kept up the suspense for like the first minute or two, and it was like, whoa, where is this going? Is this a Xenoblade game? Is this a reveal, or what's going on here?
Yeah, because initially in my mind when this happened, one of the things that caught my attention was that, you know, obviously we are in a pandemic right now. So maybe instead of them trying to like force out a game to come out this year, they instead work on pre-existing content like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and try to add more story to it. Like maybe it would have been a continuation of the events that transpired after the conclusion of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I thought that would have been pretty cool to see and explore.
Everything was racing through my mind because I was like, okay, these are the same character models as Xenoblade 2, so it has to be Xenoblade 2. And then I was like, is it a sequel? Then I was like, no, wait, because Rex still has like the little core crystal. If he has the core crystal, then it can't be a sequel. And then I was like, is this more DLC? Is this happening during the story? But then I was like, wait, the game came out 3 years ago. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, why would they make a story content in the middle of the game itself at this point? You know, it doesn't make much sense. But the thing that threw me off, though,
it came together when he said like Pyra disappeared, and I was like, uh-oh, wait a minute, is this what I think it is?
Yeah, and here's the thing that really caught me off guard the most. The rendering was at super high quality. That was the thing that threw me off the most about it, because people are very familiar with the low quality resolution that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 can have. I mean, it goes to like maybe 240, 360p on the Switch. Yeah, so and that also applies to cutscenes too. So in my head, I was thinking to myself, "Holy shit, this looks way too good!" And like, could this be like a Switch Pro announcement coming in or something like that to kind of like show off that fact? And I was like, "Nah, that can't be the case. Why would they have that start things off with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 of all games? You know?"
Well, you know what? If there's any series that would look immensely better on any kind of like a Switch Pro hardware, it would be Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2.
I tell you that trailer have never seen that many people go into the fifth octave ever before in my life.
I was honestly surprised. TSS, he was like, "Oh, nice notes there, John." And he knew exactly.
You're doing a freaking the C major scale there, dude.
Oh yeah.
You didn't hear when Sephiroth, Cloud, and Minecraft Steve came out.
Nah, but this, like I was telling John before you guys got into the call, which, by the way, hello to Tyrone and to TSS, as well as Polly, who was here for just a few seconds ago.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, don't worry, I didn't forget. But I was just saying, the thing that I want to say about this direct reveal I mentioned like a little while ago, this is the first time I think it ever destroyed my vocal cords for like a day or something.
Yeah.
Nintendo
out here handing out the fucking laryngitis.
I know, man. I was like, bro, what happened? But yeah, so obviously with all that discussion, and one last thing before we get to the actual big reveal everyone already knows, the best thing about that direct, and it threw me off guard the most, Rex's performance vocally was at its peak in that one, in my opinion. I really love the improvement of the voice acting from Rex there.
I feel like Rex's voice, even like throughout Xenoblade 2, like it just gets better as the game goes. Because you could tell like he was very inexperienced as the game started, but it's such a long game. Like by the time you get to the last couple chapters, you're like, Rex doesn't sound that bad anymore.
Yeah. Right. But when you start the game from the beginning, you'll notice the faults there. But I feel in this Smash Direct, given, of course, as stated before, 3 years has passed since that game initially launched, I think he sounded really good here, in my opinion. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing another story with this cast again. I'm just saying it. So overall, at the end of it all, it turns out both Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are actually coming into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and somehow it seems that these two are separate characters, yet not at the same time. Because
It's the Zelda Sheik thing.
yeah,
They're doing the Zelda Sheik thing, even though Sakurai said he wasn't going to do the Zelda Sheik thing anymore, but he wound up doing the Zelda Sheik thing again.
yeah, and
I
also
kinda
they're
like
counted
this
as separate fighters too, because I think they're 79
Yeah.
and 80.
Yeah,
It's like
they are.
it's very interesting how they did it because like Zelda and Sheik are like they're two very different characters, right? Whereas like Pyra and Mithra are similar but different, where they have like a lot of the same like tilts and smash attacks, but like just different frame data, and then they have like different specials entirely. So I like what they did here. I'd rather play like a character that's like, you know, kind of the same kit all around, but they can just change stuff on the fly to like kind of suit matchups better. I think it's going to be a really cool character.
Oh,
I mean, yeah,
wholeheartedly.
I think the transformation gimmick works a lot better here than it did with Zelda and Sheik. Zelda and Sheik were they were night and day.
I mean, you've already seen like how in this game Pokemon Trainer is such a good character, being able to switch between, you know,
but you gotta
situation.
but that's if you take the time to learn Ivysaur, Squirtle, and Charizard, the Zelda Sheik thing, that was it's where they are now is a lot better because now they can focus more on their own battle styles. Plus, Legend of Zelda needed more split character representation any damn way, so it's good.
Well, the issue is I don't think like Zelda and Sheik just gelled together that well.
That's what I said. They don't
competitively as a character because it's like Zelda just kind of, you know, got rid of one extra move for Sheik, and like
you literally would have to change from being a close range / mid range fighter to a mid / long range fighter.
Yeah, like it was, and plus, like in most games, not Ultimate, and Sheik in Ultimate is like okay, but like not that good. But exactly. I mean, like in say Melee or Brawl, it's like you'd only want to use Sheik. You wouldn't ever want to use Zelda because like Sheik's just better.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Pyra and Mithra are designed in the way the Pokemon Trainer is, where like they're both very optimal, then this character is going to be very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I am not in any way a Xenoblade Chronicle fan. I don't hate the series, obviously. I've never played it. I've never gotten the chance to play it. But honestly, when I saw that they were in there, I got excited. I was hyped too. Just one, I'm happy for my friends. I'm always happy when they get like something that's really cool. And two, it was a good trailer. It just was a good trailer. Like, for example, I knew nothing about Joker for real or Persona 5 before Joker showed up.
Yeah, these DLC trailers, but he get out of the park, like across the board, basically.
Yeah, presentation can mean a lot. Like presentation can definitely, because I'm not into really Minecraft either. But when I think Minecraft Steve came out, he got that good song, and I was hooked. Like I don't use him, KG uses him, but I did like his release. Like the presentation can mean a lot.
Yeah.
Even Sephiroth's was good because Sephiroth came with that challenge where you get to fight him to earn him. I like that.
Music. We're gonna get that great Xenoblade 2 music in the game.
Yeah.
All our names. Oh, it's such a good soundtrack.
So they are getting new tracks though, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, every single DLC one has to have
some Xenoblade Chronicle 2 ones probably.
I'm just gonna say this right now, Tyrone. You are probably missing out on what I think is considered one of the greatest games on the Switch, and even probably of the last decade.
I'm sure I am. I just know that as a streamer who does stuff for 4 hours a day for 4 days out of the week, it's just time.
No, if you play the game 4 hours, then you're doing what people would consider the normal amount for.
No. I mean, no. I stream the games that I stream. Are like I'm streaming. You know my streaming schedule, so
yeah, of course.
You know I'm doing on Tuesdays. I'm doing TCG or tabletop stuff on Tuesdays, and then I'm doing weeklies and then throwdowns on Thursdays, and then on Sunday I'm doing my RPG stuff. So between all of that, Xenoblade Chronicle, I'm sure would require a chunk of time that I just don't have, unfortunately.
I did it once a week during my old channel, Tyrone.
I'm sure I could figure something out.
Yeah, listen, if I could do it, you could do it
like
too.
An hour. Yeah, I just put like an hour or two, like, you know, a week or so, like just stretch it out like for a long time. It's one of those games where if you do it like that, it's gonna take you months to beat, but like it'll be worth it.
Yeah, it's a journey that you will enjoy from beginning to end.
Yeah, I mean, from what I hear from you, John, Terrell, it's a well-received game, and even the way it's presented, I can't have anything against it because I'm liking how the characters are. I like when they were introduced, and I also told John this a while ago. I was like, look how far we've come. when Shulk was announced, nobody knew what the hell this was for real. Like nobody.
Everyone just assumed that the game was like, oh, only Japanese people knew this. Like they didn't even know that the game had come out in North America.
So,
the end of the Wii's lifespan.
And now we got people happy / cussing these two characters out.
Yeah,
look how far we've come.
Didn't you hear the Phantom Thieves went and gave a calling card to Nintendo on Twitter, man?
That account is so cringe.
Oh my god! Send out the Nintendo ninjas.
Well, here's the good news. Right after the reveal happened, apparently Xenoblade 2 is now sold out on Amazon Japan. So
and it's also very low on stock.
That's the power of Smash. That is the power of Smash because I only bought Persona 5 because I was curious about Joker.
Yeah, and I know a lot of my friends too, just in real life, have said like, "Hey, I'm thinking of playing Xenoblade 2, and I know you like that game." And I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness! Like, just have fun. Play the first one if you can." I would recommend playing the first one before the second one. Like, you can play the second one with.
I'm just gonna say there's gonna be some plots in Xenoblade 2 that are gonna come and just go over your head because
you can play.
It.
Yeah, you can play 95% of Xenoblade 2 without playing Xenoblade 1, and you'll be perfectly fine. But there are definitely going to be like some twists in the plots that will go massively more appreciated if you had played Xenoblade 1.
And man, it might just be 5%, but boy, that 5% makes all the difference.
It's a big
5%.
Just looking at the Shulk and Pyra cutscene at the end of the trailer kind of lets me know the two are vaguely connected. They gotta be.
Okay, well, that's not really important. That was like a non-canon DLC thing they did in 2, where they're like, hey, Shulk's in the game. He's not actually in the game, so you don't have to worry about that. Like,
but it does give like a nod. Like it's clear that these two are connected in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, even I picked up on that.
It's a very loose
happy because it's like you wouldn't think they would reference the DLC. But what made it even better, they actually got the VAs to say new lines for this trailer. They got Shulk's VA to come back to voice Shulk for this one cutscene in a CGI trailer. That's what threw me off the most, and I was so happy.
It's kind of crazy because I think Adam Howden, who voices Shulk, or even in Japanese, whoever his Japanese voice actor is, they only did lines like back in 2010 when the game came out, and then they did the Smash lines in 2013 or 14 whenever they were recording those, and then they didn't do any voice lines for Shulk. Like, they didn't record anything new for Ultimate, and then I think they recorded a little bit more for Future Connected, and just
specifically Shulk and Melia's, I think it was.
Yeah, just Shulk and Melia, that's it. And then they give Shulk like these few lines here, so it's nice. It's like, okay, 10 years have passed and we're still have these guys giving the voice lines and whatnot. That's very cool.
Yeah.
KG, is Gramps the same VA? It sounds like him.
I mean, it sounds like him, but like it's very easy to do an old person voice. So,
and also remember, it's been 3 years as well. So
yeah, and honestly, Sky, who is Pyra Mithra's VA, she's so involved in the community. It's just so cool to see, like, everyone being so excited over on her end, and her being excited about this inclusion. So
you know what hurt me the most, man? When I saw another name trend alongside with Pyra and Mithra. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter. Obviously, many people might know of him as the Joy-Con boy himself.
Oh, God, yep, Etika.
Yeah.
God, this is the Etika DLC pack, man.
This is his fighter pass. He got the Minecraft, he got the Xenoblade, he got the...
Sephiroth, Min, I'm like, these are all Etika characters that he would have flipped out for. I wish he could have seen it.
I wish his reactions would have been... Even Sans, man. Sans would have been the one that threw his ass off the most. May that man rest in peace, though.
Yeah, he's having a ball playing the Switch from Beyond, though.
Probably playing Woody Water for all we know out there.
He's playing the game at its fullest.
Yeah, he has the DLC before any of us had it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just a sad thing to think about. But regardless, I'm just so happy to see that some of the things he's wanted to have in this game are now available, and hopefully he gets the chance to play them just as we can. So much respect to that lad. And Smash right now with the upcoming DLC, it's looking looking mighty fine. I can't wait. I'm excited more for the Mii fighters because they're gonna pull some Xenoblade ones.
Yo,
And
can we get a Ryan me costume? Can we get
oh my
Ryan?
God, Zeke, please! I want Zeke.
Oh, Morak would be really cool too.
But of course, the one I'm expecting is that third party. That third party
there's
one.
gonna be like that one crazy one that they throw in with like extra music and like it's really detailed.
You know who I'm expecting? I know this might sound dumb, but I'm honestly expecting this. I'm expecting Cosmos.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Because technically, she doesn't belong to Nintendo. That's a Bandai Namco.
She's a Xenosaga character, not a Xenoblade.
Can an ignorant person with no Xenoblade Chronicle knowledge say, I like Mithra more than Pyra, so if I use this character, I'm going to use Mithra like 98% of the time.
I think optimal way to play will be playing Mithra 98% of the time, just because her moves look so fast. But
and they're long range too, as well.
I just like her. I just like that. Like there is no strategy put in my brain. It's just I like the way she looks.
and can I just say,
you're gonna like the way you look.
There is a word I could say right now, but I can't say it on Twitch.
Yeah, Pyra looks cool too. I just something about Mithra. Just I don't know. She
There's something about Mithra.
Yeah, there's something about Mithra. Yeah, exactly.
Going back to Etika for a moment, Mithra's voice actor has canonically made Mithra say Etika loves Minecraft. So
there you go.
It all comes together.
I wonder if that clip is still up.
It's still up there. I think when the whole when the Minecraft DLC came out, somebody, I think it was Etika Memories or something like that, posted the Etika loves Minecraft bit. And I love that so much, man. But I was gonna say, you love Mithra's character design. I think what's so funny to me is that they tried to cover her character design in this
it looks better.
DLC, and it wound up looking even better than her original design because in the original one she's overdone.
You guys showed me, yeah.
Yeah, but in the DLC form, she looks way better. That also applies to Pyra as well. So, yeah, good job, Sakurai, for accidentally doing the wrong thing that you were intending to do. Now, let's get my Shiranui in.
This costume, it was originally censored as a spirit, right? And when they did that, they actually put this costume in Xenoblade 2, so you can play with the Smash skin in the actual Xenoblade game, too. So
now, where's that Pyra skin, then?
Oh, it's such a minor change. I don't know if
actually the palette swaps are literally just going to be each other inverted.
Well, that is one of them in the actual game.
I'm expecting green for some reason.
Green, there's reasons for it that we can't go into, but that's expected.
Yeah, we can.
And now should we tackle the I guess controversies about them? Like there's a lot of people that don't like that these two characters made it in, but the reason being is because they're nothing but characters for the word that Polly was gonna say.
Yeah, Ebo.
And I think it's much more than that, though. I think there's a lot more to them than just that.
Listen, the thing about this is that they only care about the two particular things right in front of the person, and never actually care about the appeal and the story and the character development,
the plot and the summary.
Yeah, there you go. But here's the thing: people need to understand that these characters, there's a reason why people love them. And it's not because of the big booba design that they have right in front of them. No, it's about the story that they're in.
You can have good characters that just happen to look attractive.
Especially for Torna's DLC, man. Because when you play Torna, everything about the characters that you've known goes from like, holy shit, to downright, oh my god, this is depressing as fuck. But there are so many things I can't speak about that because so many people have yet to play the game. I hope people take the opportunity to try out the game and understand why this game has so much appeal. Hell, even Mewtwo King on Twitter came out and said that he's having a blast playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Let that be known that a Smash player took his time to go and play it, and now he's having the fun time of his life so he can understand the characters and connect with them more before the DLC launches. There's so much there that this game has to offer, and I hope people will take this opportunity to do so. And thankfully, it seems like the folks over there in Japan are doing just that, because as stated before by John, the stocks, like the amount of games that you could find out there in the wild for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are just pretty much evaporated from the stores because people are trying to buy it. Even here in the US, it's not impossible, but it's very, very limited. So
and going back to just the characters themselves for a moment, I mean, it does make sense in the fact that like Rex is the protagonist of the game, right? But if you look at Xenoblade 2 as a whole, like including Torna and all the DLC and all that, he's the protagonist, but he's not the main character. You know, there's like a tiny distinction between that. It's Mithra's story. It's not really Rex's story. He just happens to be the one that you're controlling and who kind of falls into all this. So it still makes sense character-wise. Like, oh, this is the main character of Xenoblade 2 that they included anyway.
The main character of Legend of Zelda is Link.
But you know, half of the sword or the Smash thing is just like, oh, anime sword fighter, haha.
This anime character is a sword and a fighter.
It's just, I don't know. I feel like Smash fans were trained to hate Fire Emblem for like the last few years, and now
it's like half the roster is a sword fighter based, and I'm looking at it and being like, that's 24%. I don't get that.
Nobody complained about Sephiroth. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's because he was the anime swords fighter, you know.
Well, Pyra and Mithra are not even anime sword fighters. They're just anime swords.
Yeah. See, here's the difference. They're legitimately swords, so they're not a sword
that's
fighter.
what I said,
They're just swords.
Fighter. Yeah.
So Sakurai found a loophole behind that part. But if there's anything I'm excited for the most, is that Sakurai Presents. Because he's going to go deep into that lore of Xenoblade Chronicles, and I've been wanting that so long, man.
Even though I know it all already, I just want to see like the Xenoblade history lesson that Sakurai's going to give, and he's going to give us all of his quirky insights on everything.
Yeah.
Like,
and we're all going to be like, yep, that's it right there. Yeah, and everybody else is like, what the hell is he saying?
Honestly,
I like the fact that he plays the games too.
Yeah, they are the best presentations. Apparently, he's played Among Us. I'm just saying. Not that that means anything.
You mean he's played Among Us with Shigeru Miyamoto and all the other Nintendo staff there?
I would pay to see that. Honestly.
That was the day that it came on Switch right there.
Yeah, he was the one that forced it to get into Switch, obviously.
Unrelated, really quickly, I noticed that Capcom Europe put up the Dan trailer for Street Fighter V, so that's pretty cool.
Ooh, nice. I did hear that the last DLC was shown off, or rather teased, and accidentally got leaked by Twitch at one point, which I think was 11, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know Street Fighter V is still going strong, and curious to see how things are going to turn out.
It's still a fun game. Yeah, it's still a fun game to play. You know, they had the I think the finals for the 2020 tournament, which was a couple of days ago, so that was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's also a pretty fun game to play. I do like the controls, even on gamepad. So
Nice.
It's really fun to play, and also I think they had like a discount on like the DLC and the upgrade pack and all that stuff. So, but now Dan has been launched, so you can go through the Dan story if you have the DLC for that.
Now then, let's go. Overall, I think a lot of fans are excited for Pyra and Mithra. But I feel like we should also take consideration into pretty much all the other things that were shown off in this Direct. Well, not every single thing, but a majority of the ones that I feel are worthy to discuss. Anyway.
I like the fact that like this Direct just showed game after game after game after game. Yeah. Like it wasn't just a lot of just like bullshit. It was just like, hey, we got games.
The other thing that people got excited for was freaking Mario Golf. Super Rush.
Oh yeah, we went wild for that one.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, no, if you go online, Mario Golf was blowing up tremendously. I'm gonna say this right now. I think this game is gonna be an absolute hit for.
Yeah, for sure.
When they showed off the ability to free roll,
probably gonna be the first golf game I bought since freaking Cyber Tiger back in 1999.
I'm gonna say this right now. There is a Mario Golf game on the 3DS. I think it's called, I forgot what it was called, World Tour probably or something like that.
Yeah.
But that game, honestly, on the 3DS is one of the best golf games I've played from the Mario franchise that I think people are missing out on because one of the coolest things about it is that aside from like the traditional golf stuff that you're seeing here in the in the presentation, they also had a lot of Nintendo themed levels, which I'm pretty confident we're gonna get in this game. But man, those Nintendo themed stages / obstacles that they had in the 3DS, I hope they bring those into the Switch release of this upcoming Mario Golf game, because this would be so much fun.
Brother World and I used to play the GameCube version, and we
Princess
loved
Toadstool,
it.
was it? Or
Yeah, I
not
think
Princess
Toadstool
What was it?
Toadstool
Toadstool
Tour.
Yeah, something like that.
Tour. Yeah, it's freaking.
Toadstool Tour.
Yeah, the alliteration kills people.
Yeah. I'm not even like obviously I'm not really much into sports, but like I even loved it, so I'm really excited. I'm also excited for the Me stuff.
Oh, the story mode.
The story
Yeah.
mode.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Miitopia.
gonna be great shit.
Yeah.
Well, not just. Well, actually, Miitopia is another thing we could talk about in a minute. But there is a story mode that's going to be in the Mario Golf game as well, which is looking.
Oh
to be
yeah,
a lot of
that
fun.
one. Yeah.
But speed golf, I think, is going to be the most.
Oh, speed golf's gonna be crazy.
Oh man, what was that one game that feels similar to Speed Golf that we played before, where we had to like duke it out with each other to try to make it into first place?
Was it Golf with Friends or something?
Oh yeah, it might be that actually.
Was it golfing with friends?
Well, yeah, where we had like those kind of mechanics where we could like dick around with each other and force each other to turn into like acorns and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Golf with Your Friends goes hard, unironically. Great game.
It is good. It's fun. I have fun. I like when we stream.
Except the difference here is that Mario is real golf instead of miniature golf. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think people are just happy to see Nintendo games again, because like we had like 3-4 big ones last year. Like it was a pretty small amount. So
yeah,
and they weren't exactly ones that fans were kind of hoping for, aside from Animal Crossing. Which I think people are missing out, because that Paper Mario game, and Tyrone played it, is one of the funniest ones I've seen. And emotional too.
Also, as an aside, somebody mentioned the Hot Shot Golf or Minano Golf or Everyone's Golf. That still is a nice classic series. I played Hot Shots Golf 2 for the PlayStation a few months back, and it's like, yeah, that game has aged well. So, like I said, there's a lot of great like classic like golf games. Even PGA Tour 98 for the PlayStation, I think, is one of the better real life golf sims, and also Golden Tee. Like if anybody's been in an arcade in the last like 25 years, you know of freaking Golden Tee Golf with the freaking trackball control and shit. But it's really But I think what really blew our minds, I think the Joy-Con control, which I think, yeah, cool. It's a golf game that you can actually use real motion controls instead of like the janky Wii ones. And also, like I said, the whole point of like speed golf and the story mode, I think that's really going to sell the units.
Oh man, the speed golf is going to be chaotic fun. I
haven't played Hot Shots Golf 3. When they moved to the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation, when they moved to the PlayStation 3, they re-enabled it back to Everyone's Golf. I think they wanted to keep the titles consistent between all regions.
My favorite thing that came out from Mario Golf is when somebody pointed out that Bowser looks like Guy Fieri with his shirt on, because he's wearing like a shirt and shorts.
Wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, it's like a fire shirt or some shit. I think it's an edit, but regardless, that shit was hilarious. And he even does the same pose as Guy Fieri in one of his signature poses. So I mean, hey, DLC, I'm just saying, man, that would be great.
If they could get Mercedes in the Mario Kart, why not, right?
Yeah. So let's see. We got a couple of other things as well. The best way to summarize this direct is, if you are a JRPG/RPG/tactical RPG fan, this direct was for you, because good God, it was nothing of just remasters, ports, announcements, and just, confirmations of certain games coming to the Nintendo Switch. As stated before, we had, the Legend of Mana getting a release onto the Nintendo Switch. Samurai Warriors 5
which is the fourth Seiken Densetsu game technically. I said it was the second. It was a remake of the second. No, it's the remake of the PlayStation game, the fourth game in that series.
Okay.
It came out in '99.
We had Monster Hunter Rise. We had, the Capcom Arcade. We had, Travis Touchdown, which is Normal Heroes 3. DC Superhero Girls, which surprisingly looks super polished for a game that doesn't look like it would be, but it
It's
actually
gonna be a
is.
nice little game for like the kids. It
Yeah,
seems like a
so
nice
the
little
kids got a little
kid.
something.
There was like I think 6 or I think it was like 5 games that were announced in the Japanese direct that weren't in the English.
Yeah, one of
direct.
them I think was that one you talked about, Crayon Shinchan or something like that.
Yeah, the Crayon Shinchan game, which looks freaking cool. They also had a blurb of Densha to Go Hashiro Yamanote line, Yamanote-sen, and I'm getting that next month. They dropped a little bit of a snippet there. It's already out on the PS4, but it's coming out on the Switch on March the 18th.
Let me
then
see
they
what
had
else. Animal Crossing too as well here.
Yeah, the Animal Crossing with the Mario DLC.
Yeah.
Let me see. There was a then there was I think there was a baseball game. That was the Konami like baseball game thing, and I think there was another RPG. I keep forgetting the damn name of it. What the hell is it? What the hell is the name of that game? It was something 2, and it had if you look at the trailer.
Default?
No, it's not Bravely Default. It's another game. It's in the trailer you see your own character, but it looked like you got like a freaking glitched out face.
That was only in the Japanese direct, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was only in the Japanese direct. Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't seen that one, so I can't really help you out with that one, unfortunately. But you did mention, Paulie, about Bravely Default 2, though. That game is also coming out this week, actually, in just, 4 days? So I'm very excited for that game. Can't wait to try it out. Although I do notice how the game is not really being pushed very hard in terms of, like, promotion for it. Kind of a little bummed out by that, but hopefully they continue to push on that. The other big game I want to talk about, though, the one I'm also excited for because it's another game within the world of the 2D HD series, which I love how they're calling it that, the 2D HD series. This Triangle Strategy. Okay, raise your hands here to those in the chat as well as to those in the call. Who here tried it?
I haven't tried it yet. I need to, but I haven't. I might stream it.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll tell you this right now. I think my favorite thing about it is actual decisions being made because you can be a real genuine hero and try to do the good deeds, or you could be like me and be an absolute dick and just completely screw everyone over because the game can let you.
Fair enough.
And I love it. I love, and also it really does allow you to replay this game multiple times, given the fact that no matter what run you're doing, you're always going to get a different outcome because your choices actually matter in this game. And that's my favorite thing. Your choices really affect how the game goes forward. Because I think there's a point in the game where somebody's about to die or something like that, and you could try to help them, or you could just be an asshole and ignore them or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Watch them name it something like triangulation or something like that.
I think it's gonna stay stuck as triangle strategy.
God.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be
be
similar to like the Untitled Goose Game or Octopath Traveler, where it just is so recognizable by that name.
Yeah,
it'd be like you're gonna lose sales if you try to change it to something else, man.
I could just see them in the meeting being like, "Okay, we got any better ideas?" No
pyramid scheme. Oh wait, never mind.
The direct's coming up tomorrow. We gotta ship it. All right.
It's in the truck.
But let's also talk about the other big thing: the salt and the iron. The Salt Iron War.
Yeah, I love
that. Such a stupid name. I love it.
Well, it's because usually compound kanji names they are read a different way. So it's they just slap it together and that's what it is.
Well, also it's based on Renaissance eras where the salt era in which people were mining for salt because it had a larger profit during trade, and then the iron era in which metal and fucking weapons were being built by metals and shit. So it was both of the metal and salt were very big trade items during that time, especially during military times. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Also,
my guess.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that's my guess. That's it.
Okay.
Famicom Detective Club remasters, and we're getting both games.
I think it's already out, or has been confirmed to be coming out in the Japanese direct before this one. It's just now confirmed to be localized.
Right. Also, Japan is getting a limited edition for like freaking 10,900 yen, which includes the soundtrack CD too.
Neat. Now, why can't we get this shit here in the West? But
it's time to play another game of why can't we get that shit in the West?
Yeah, man. Now, as we continue on in the direct, there's still a couple of other things. There was some EA stuff about like this dodgeball game, which honestly looks like a lot of fun. There's a rip-off game.
And in the Japanese direct, they specifically say it's 3-on-3. The English one didn't even say that.
Wow.
No, they'll figure it out.
Yeah. Then after that, we had what looks to be a rip-off of Danganronpa, done by Nice America, I believe it is. I forgot what it's called. World's End Club, I think it was called. So there's that. Hades is getting a physical cartridge. If you haven't had a chance to play Hades, getting that cartridge, which does come included with some of the soundtrack stuff in there, is also pretty great. I'm gonna say that right now. Moving on, we had Ninja Gaiden. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying both.
With Ryo Hayabusa.
Yeah, the three
Ninja Gaiden Master Collection.
Yeah, it comes with all three of them.
And in Japan, it's called version D now.
I guess like for deluxe or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that.
Cool, and it's a hard game, so that'll definitely be a challenge. I can see a lot of people streaming that. That's gonna be fun. That would be a fun game to stream, actually.
Yeah, oh man, you're gonna be ripping your hair off because, of course,
I played the Ninja Gaiden series already.
Yeah, but have you actually completed it?
I've completed 1 and 2. My dad and I used to play them together a lot.
Ah, nice. So you got the skills in you, man. All right, I'm looking forward.
Sure.
To okay,
we'll go with that.
Let's go talk about the Legend of Zelda now, because we got some big announcements coming from the Legend of Zelda.
People were let down, but at the same time, they were lifted up with some hope.
Yeah,
or just like Aonuma saying, you're wondering about Breath of the Wild 2.
Here's DLC for Hyrule Warriors instead.
For Skyward Sword.
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Hyrule Warriors, man. What are you talking about?
That game is really turning into Breath of the Wild 1, isn't it? They're just going to reveal it and then never tell us anything about it ever again.
Yeah.
No.
But hey, I mean, it's trying to be a good thing in the long run.
It's got to be consistency. Yeah, they got to keep it consistent.
Yeah, so the newest game that's going to be coming out from The Legend of Zelda isn't really a new game, but rather a port, an HD remake of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, which is kind of funny when you think about it, because I believe The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was a game that came out for the 25th anniversary, and now it's coming out for the 35th anniversary. So it's like, to celebrate the 35th anniversary, we're going to give you the game that was celebrated for the 25th anniversary. I do also like how they stated that this is the last Legend of Zelda game that's in this traditional format, given that this is the last game that came out before Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Which makes me still kind of question where the hell are the other games at, being Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, where's Ocarina of Time, where's Majora's Mask? Because technically this year is the Legend of Zelda's 35th anniversary. I know there's a lot of other anniversaries for Nintendo, such as I think Metroid is also part of it too. So it's.
But then again, though, this game is coming out in July, which means they might have something for December.
Yeah, they gotta have a holiday game, man. So
yeah,
they did state in this direct that it was gonna mainly be focused on titles coming out during the first half of 2021, which is such a goddamn lie, especially when you get to the very end. But Skyward Sword, yeah. If you enjoyed The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you are going to have a hard time with Skyward Sword, because motion controls is the thing for that, and I don't know how people are going to feel about it, especially with them Joy-Con drifts, man.
Well, hey, they gave us the workaround with the button controls, and let me just
when you say button controls, you mean analog stick controls.
Yeah. Let me just say, those Joy-Cons look slick. I really like those. They're gonna start drifting. That's the only thing. I'm not so sure about buying them, but they look cool.
I'm gonna just buy it just for the sake of saying I have it, and that's as far as that will go.
Nintendo Joy-Con 3 Tokyo Drift. Oh my God.
But yeah, Skyward Sword. I mean, there's not much else to say. I'm glad it's finally coming out. It's a game that's existed for 10 years now, so is there really anything new to kind of share at this point other than the release date? But yeah, so looking forward to the game when it drops, and can't wait to see how fans will react to it, especially with the Joy-Con motions. And then we get to the actual last announcement. This, to me, was my favorite thing, and my favorite way to see this direct end off. Splatoon 3.
Oh, yeah.
So, first of all, there is a lot of different things about Splatoon 3 that are very, very noticeable from when you were playing with Splatoon 2 for starters. I like how they show off the hairstyle of the squids and what was the other ones? The octolings, I think it was, where they can actually have braids in their hair now, which is something that you actually could not do in the originals. So that's a little nice change there. Also, it seems like France got fucked, man, because the Eiffel Tower is flipped upside down. If you go and look at the direct, the entire tower is just flipped upside down, and I'm like, how did that happen?
Who flipped the fucking Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, who did this sort of thing? So yeah, the customization options look really, really slick. I'm loving everything about it. You seem to also have a buddy as well. This weird looking fish thing with like big beady eyes. And then you get to the main hub itself. I forgot how TSS referred to it as like a Hong Kong. Was it looking?
Yeah. Look, the whole place looked like Hong Kong because if you ever seen like videos from like the late '80s, early '90s Hong Kong, you have those kind of buildings that are like next to each other, and you have all the shit like all of like the clotheslines and everything and the power lines like all in the same like cramped area.
Yeah, it looks like they have like even like weird bridges.
And also the scene, as many people mentioned, the scene where the Inklings on the train is like a nod to freaking like the Ghibli movie. I think it was like Kiki's Delivery Service or some shit, right?
Yeah, because of the big guy that's right next to you and everything with the little one.
Yeah.
If you guys pay attention to the final
Spirited Away,
previous games,
Spirited Away,
Spirited Away, yeah. Like I said, I have to watch all the Ghibli movies. I only saw the.
We need to do a binge of that.
Yeah.
Technically, we watched the Ghibli movie 0.
Yeah, we watched the first one, which was so
Nazca.
good.
Yeah, Nazca.
Nazca. That was so good.
I was thrown off with the quality, especially given how when that movie came out. I should say
the 80s, wasn't it?
1984.
What the fuck? Yeah, it looked beautiful. Like it was on par with stuff right now.
Yeah. So. Yeah, once again, we need to get to that Ghibli stuff, but I think back to Splatoon though. Let's talk about two things. One, the way you enter the battlefield now looks dope as hell because you launch from the sky and into the arena. And the second thing, the music. Oh my god, the remix to the song is gonna be exciting, man. I'm excited for this soundtrack. I think they're gonna go balls to the wall with this one, and I'm really, really curious to see how the story is going to take place within the third game, because if you played the second game, you'll know that the events that occurred in the first game actually carried over into the second game with Callie and Marie. So in the third game, it's probably going to be the same issue as well between the two the octoling and the squids that we had in the previous one. I forgot what their names were called again off the top of my head. Man, I feel bad for not remembering. But point is, though, I'm excited. Yeah, Marina, there we go. Marina and Gremlin, as I call her. And I think everybody does as well. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how that's all going to play out in the third game. And, yeah, so we'll see how things will shape up for Splatoon 3. But it's going to be a long while till we get to it. I assume at this point, Splatoon 3 is probably going to be a holiday 2022 title.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, especially because they just said it's coming out 2022. So
I will say this series has been doing consistently well too. Like each one is just solid. Like it's a number, and no spin-offs keeping people waiting. Kingdom Hearts.
Also technically, it would be 5 years between games, which would be
which is that's decent. That means they've been working on it.
Most important thing, no yearly release.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That means they've been working on it. That means they've been taking their time.
I hate when companies, like, obviously with the Call of Duties or Battlefields or something, they keep trying to do a yearly release sort of situation.
Yeah, and then they add little DLCs to it and stuff, and they make sure, okay, Splatoon 2's era is over. Let's open up Splatoon 3 now. Like it's a night. Like I like this interval. This is a good interval for.
Yeah, because then you don't have to fucking pay $120.
Yeah. It's nice to get your DLC towards like the half of I want to say after maybe 2 years. When did the DLC come out for Splatoon 2?
2019.
2019. Okay, so yeah, nice little gap in between. And
it came out. And actually, no, it came out the same day, or it was announced the same day as the Smash reveal, wasn't it? Which was 2018.
I think so. Yeah. So
it was 2018.
We get this is a nice pattern. Other games should take note and like go in this pattern. This is a healthy pattern for games. I feel like 3's like introduction is justifiable. Like I think we're ready for 3 now, so that's fine.
And also, it's not like it's coming out this year. It's coming out next year,
like,
so it's even more time waiting.
Yeah. So take note, Pokemon. This is the pace you should be moving, actually.
Yeah, but I'm very happy with this. I think this is the best thing Splatoon could go for right now. And the only thing I could just ask for with Splatoon 3 is, of course, I want all that customization. Start playing more with the Nintendo IPs. Come on, Splatoon. I think Splatoon has become big enough to now where it's it's part of the Nintendo brand. I think in Tokyo, I think the 4 figures of Nintendo is Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, and I forgot the 4th one. I want to say the 4th one is Kirby. But those are like the 4 faces of Nintendo. Obviously, Pokemon is not really there because Pokemon is its sort of own thing. Yeah.
Pokemon is the second.
Yeah. So Game Freak.
Yeah.
Second party.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it, and yeah, can't wait to see how this is going to turn out for Splatoon 3. It's going to be a lot of fun for fans, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the Joy-Con drift situation will fix itself by then, and we'll be able to play Splatoon 3.
Let's not get too over our heads now.
All right, I apologize. Let me see. What else am I missing here off the top of my head from this direct? No, nothing much. I think that's pretty much it. Overall, a pretty solid direct if you are a JRPG/tactical RPG kind of guy, because this year is going to be filled with nothing but that, at least according to the direct we got.
Yeah, a lot of good, mostly also if you're an anime fan, I guess too. A lot of good, consistent games came out.
Mm-hmm. And most of them are ports as well. So if you haven't had a chance to play them back when they came out, now you can. So
also going on the anime kick for a minute here. Osomatsu-san has announced. Viz has announced the dub cast for Osomatsu-san release. So they made an official announcement of who's playing all of the characters.
Also, speaking of Viz, I think this is a good way to segue to the other Pokemon-related stuff since we haven't had a chance to talk about Pokemon. Viz has announced that Pokemon Journeys, the manga series, is finally coming out in the West.
Oh, there you go.
And here, I'm just going to say this right now, ladies and gentlemen. The manga version is way better than the anime. This is one of those situations where it's the exact opposite. I kid you not. I shit you not, ladies and gentlemen. The manga version of Journeys is way better than what you would think it'd be, man. Because the anime, the anime is, of course, its own course. But the manga, first of all, the fluff is not there. The references to past generations in the manga is there. They referenced and showed off Sun and Moon Ash, X and Y Ash in their outfits with their signature Pokemon. Yeah. And then, of course, one of the biggest things is that a lot of the writing in the manga is not vastly, but it's slightly different than how it is in the
that's correct.
in the anime. The Suicune chapter came out from Pokemon Journeys, the manga series, and there were some changes in there. For starters, in the beginning of the episode, it was mainly Suicune just pretty much getting hit by a lot of poison attacks, but it wasn't really caught in a net, I think, or something. Was it? I don't recall off the top of my head. I think it was.
I don't know because I don't read. Because isn't it in Korokoro Ichiban, or where is it? Where is it? Which publication is it in?
I have no idea. I just saw the things. Let me go and grab the episode real quick. What episode number was that again? Episode 56. 56 was it? Okay.
Yeah, it's 56.
No, I know that's for this week's, wasn't it? Or was it the Suicune episode I'm referring to?
And also worth noting that you can now consume Pokemon Journeys in English without Ed Goldfarb's music.
And how is this?
There you go.
Through the manga.
You put the music yourself on iTunes.
Yeah, just
so while folks are digesting that, I'm just going to mention. So I'm going to read off the cast list for Osomatsu-san for the English. So Osomatsu is being played by Billy Kometz. Karamatsu is being played by Ray Chase. Choromatsu is being played by Sean Chiplock. Ichimatsu is being portrayed by Kyle McCarley. Jushimatsu is Michael Sinister Nicholas, and Totomatsu is Max Middleman.
Oh, I've heard that name.
Chibita is Alejandra A. Cazares.
Alejandro.
Totoko is Cassandra Lee Morris. Iyami is being played by Keith Silverstein, and Hatabo is being played by Cherami Lei.
Ooh, Jeremy Lay. My
There
favorite.
you go.
So yeah,
JN manga is released by Korokoro, says Kuro. But
yeah,
didn't know
the same lady as Morgana. So that's coming out. It's coming out next month. I think it's on the 22nd. I think the Viz box set for Osomatsu-san season 1, Mr. Osomatsu season 1 is coming out next month.
All right, sweet.
Oh,
So
apparently she plays Chloe.
Yep.
Wow.
She knows a lot of like popular anime characters. She's very, very busy.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you've seen a female character you might like, chances are it's probably her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently the PM 2019 manga, the PM 2019 manga, it's in Korokoro, but it's in one of the other publications. It's not in Korokoro Magic. It could be I don't know if it's in Ichiban or it's in Special. I am not sure.
I'll probably look into that much later into the day or into the week to see where it's coming from. But yeah, the Suicune chapter, they did a little bit of tweaks here and there. One of the more and also I just want to say the Zapdos fight that Go had in the manga is much more impactful because like the way they drew the frame where Raboot smacks into Zapdos with its feet just feels more powerful there, obviously because you could draw that, but holy shit, that looked more powerful and just hits harder than in the anime in my opinion. But that's just me going nuts over the manga. I just love the manga. Also, the Suicune thing I was just talking about, in the Suicune manga, the most noticeable changes is, in the anime, Ash took out his Lucario after Suicune was caught. In the manga, Lucario was thrown out into the battlefield before Suicune was caught because he was fighting alongside Cinderace in the fight against the Crooks. So in the manga, you also got a chance to see Lucario's WTF reaction when Go caught the Suicune there too, and it is just as priceless as you would think it'd be. So the manga's doing that, like Suicune got caught in the net instead of like how it was strangled in the neck in the anime or something like that. And Go didn't trip in the manga. It's just more so the Pokemon came out by itself in his hands and just looked back at Go at that point. So like I mentioned, there are some small differences between the manga and in the anime. So it's definitely giving worth into reading, if you can find a copy of it somewhere, which thankfully is coming out officially here in the West later this year. So very excited for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Not much more to say other than I guess now, obviously I know we have the episode to talk about, but there is one thing we also need to start talking about that I'm pretty confident is mandatory because this is going to be another one of those we're going to start talking about and then they're going to reveal a direct tomorrow, aren't they, kind of situation.
Pokemon.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pokemon Week discussion.
Yeah.
So let's begin then. So it has been officially announced that Pokemon Week is going to be filled with announcements. And that was the announcement for today. So there you go.
Well, we
all we know is the not watermelon.
We kick it off a little bit with some interesting stuff from Japan, involving Pokemon at least.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, where Japan actually had a poll for the top 30 Pokemon. And they were voting on them.
Picture, actually, that'd be great.
I found it. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I
know you did, Tyrone. You would have it only because I know the results that must make you super happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And honestly, this top 30 list is not bad. I'm not gonna lie.
It's definitely surprising. It's definitely a lot more surprising than what people thought. But I think I kind of know a little bit of why. And I want to go into some reasons why, obviously, my favorite Pokemon made it to number 1, which is Dedenne. Dedenne won the poll by a 10,000 vote lead, by the way. I want to let everyone know that. So it didn't win by like a slight vote. It won by a long fucking shot. Like there's Dedenne with its 50,000, and then everybody else is like far behind.
Swadloon in the top 10.
Yeah, there's some weird ones. Barbacle's in top 14. Like
Magnemite being 6 doesn't surprise me actually, because I remember
my friend Adam is probably going nuts over that right now because he loves Magnemite. I don't think he expected Magnemite to be as big.
Apparently, like they took a poll for the Smash ballot like years ago, like in Smash 4, the one with Bayonetta one.
Right?
Yeah,
and apparently, like in the top 30 among like Japanese people was Magnemite. Like Magnemite should have been a fighter in Smash.
Let me make this clear as well.
I love that Magnemite made it actually.
5 years ago, Jobber Frog won, but it was before Jobber Frog was Jobber Frog.
Yeah, it was before the anime ruined Jobber Frog, unfortunately. But
no. Let's go back on that for a second because here's what bugs me about that. Greninja lost like one major fight and it ruined its reputation. Yet Charizard's been losing fights left and fucking right in AG.
Yeah, but the anime has left such a nasty impact. I'm not talking about like what he's listen. I'm not gonna say about like the anime's fault or anything. I'm talking more so about the impact it left in the community regarding this Pokemon. Because when this thing came out, there were meme images of him hanging himself. People having a match light in a trash can filled with Greninja plushies and then burning it alive. It was a PR disaster. Hell, did you forget the YouTube video of the preview that came out where it got so heavily disliked despite it being...
I think the problem is that Greninja lost when people learned how to make fucking memes. Charizard lost when nobody like knew how to make them, so no one could be disappointed.
Also, social media wasn't even existing back
Charizard losing
before
you guys think that Charizard? You guys think that Greninja losing to Charizard by one attack is bad? He lost to fucking Blaziken, which in theory he should have fucking won.
To be fair, memes did exist, by the way. That's what the hell.
Well, I'm saying like people make memes on a fucking daily, like the second they happen now.
You have never. Have you ever been in a Pokemon forum in the mid 2000s? No.
Look, TSS. we're talking about the future where internet's faster versus AG when internet was dangerously slower.
Well, not necessarily. I had
TSS. You're not gonna win this argument. It's time.
Actually, he can because your future is non-existent with the present. You know,
I think he means Twitter. I think he just means Twitter. Like, it wasn't widespread.
Yeah, Twitter is way more widespread.
What I'm saying is, you go back. I'm talking about like internet memes. Internet memes. You got to go back. By the way, 2 weeks ago to like a week and a half ago today, we had the freaking All Your Base Belong to Us that was originally on freaking albino black, not on albino black sheep, Newgrounds. Okay, so 2001, 20 fucking years. So people have been making internet shit for 20 years. Then you have freaking what is it?
Yeah, but it wasn't. It's not as explosive as now. Like, there's no way. There's not even a contest.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but it's not that. You remember, the internet was smaller. So yeah,
it is smaller. That proves my point. Actually, thanks.
Yeah, but that doesn't That doesn't make a difference. No, it does not, because you got to remember, even though the internet was smaller and that smaller subset of people, even though a lot of people in that subset, so technically still you have a lot of
we're sorry, that one's not counting on that one. That's
out. Then you don't know the old school ways. I do.
Well, yeah, but
and also you got to remember, Dig was a thing too, by the way, and Dig was freaking Kevin Rose.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
My friend.
We're talking technology is advanced now. It advanced way more.
But to be fair, I had fucking cable internet in 2003. So
point of the matter is, internet is such a nasty thing. Greninja, unfortunately, was in the peak of that moment.
Yeah,
and sadly suffered it. But that's just how it just proves my point. Greninja now sucks thanks to the events that happened there. So now then, continuing on in the adventure, I can't believe we live in an era now where a ripoff of a Pikachu clone actually.
They didn't won. I can justify they didn't.
He defeated Pikachu by more than 50%. That to me is absolute bonkers right there.
I can tell why he won it though.
Is it because Swole did that?
Not even just that. There's a lot of factors actually. First of all, Dedenne is the one Pokemon that can actually appear in its game, the game after its game, and Sword and Shield. The current game before the post game happens. That's the only electrical rodent besides Pichu to do that. Second, It played a major role in the TCG in Pokemon Worlds 2019, thanks to the Dedenne GX. Dedenne GX has an ability called the Dead Charge, which allows you, once placed in the bin, can get rid of your entire hand and draw 6 cards. So all pro players put it in their deck, pretty much. Like anybody who was running any type of deck, from there to standard, they were running that Dedenne in their deck. VGCs, it has the cheek pouch plus the recyclability back in Sun and Moon, meaning it could constantly respawn health. And currently in this gen, it gained Dazzling Gleam, but it did lose recycle, unfortunately. In Smash Brothers, if you look at the Smash 4 trailer, it is the first Pokemon to show up in the cutscene, both when they release the Pokeball and when they show off all the Pokemon. It became a spirit. It's one of the few Pokemon to retain its role in Smash 4 and in Smash Ultimate as a Pokeball, and was a spirit mini boss in the what was the damn thing called? World of Light?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, Dedenne is justifiable. It stays on top.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying I'm just so happy to see that the Dedenne rise in the community. Like I really love to see the Dedenne because first of all, this also came out in the right time because this is around the same time the Dedenne appeared in the recent episode of PM2019. And I think that also probably helped boost the Dedenne's appearance in the polls, especially going by 10,000 currently, which is still
Price is
crazy.
right. Dedenne does have a better color scheme too. That's also a big thing. Its color scheme
isn't the color scheme the Raichu color though?
Yes, it is.
Well, because orange is a very popular color. It stands out.
Yeah.
You're just saying that because it's your favorite.
Well, no, not just that. Like, there's a reason why anime characters like Naruto and Goku rock the orange. You know them on sight.
Yeah, that's true. Too bad we don't have Nessa here. She does a really good Dedenne impression.
Oh yeah, the noise. But let's not go and disrespect any of the other mons except Greninja in this poll right here. We got, what is the name? Minccino in second. I didn't expect
I'm actually
that.
really surprised because Buzzwole was in second for a long time.
Oh wait, it's not Minccino. It's the evolution of Minccino.
Chimchino,
yeah. We got Smugleaf right here, which I'm very happy to see the Smugleaf getting some love. I did not expect this. Is this a hint towards Ash Snivy returning, please, dear God? Yes. Sableye.
Sableye, I'm so glad.
Also, Zoro, you're wrong. It's pronounced Dedenne.
Now, yeah, so Sableye, I have no idea why Sableye is so high up in the list as is, but God, I'm happy for it. Huh?
It's one of my favorite Pokemon.
It's actually pretty good at VGCs.
I don't know why half of these are so high up the list. Why is Barbaracle up there?
I have no idea why Barbaracle is there.
Yeah, why isn't Bionicle there instead, man?
Because if you actually take the Japanese name for Barbaracle, like literally, it's like turtle death. Turtle's death.
Well, how do you feel about that last one, John?
Well, you know, if Americans were voting on this, he'd be like second. So I'm glad that Japanese people have more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, first of all, the fact that Lucario got beaten by Spheal, of all things.
Hey, I'll take it. I
think they're going more for cute this time around. That's probably what's going on, because that's the only way Cinccino can make it this far.
Listen, man, when I look at Empoleon, I don't think cute.
I don't know how Empoleon made it to top 15.
Well, I think it's because Sinnoh probably remakes and shit.
Yeah, probably.
Alternatively for Kameno Des, it could also mean it's a turtle. It's another thing. So
it's a turtle.
I'm really surprised that Mimikyu is this low. I thought it'd be higher.
Well, it had its popularity in the Sun and Moon era, so now it's taking a step back, given all the other Pokemon getting some more love.
Mimikyu blew the fuck up when it first came out.
Japan is this weird thing where it's like everyone is so much more individualistic, it seems like, because it's like even in Smash, it's like people will like intentionally main low tier characters, where it's like over here everyone's just trying to be the most optimal, and over here we like all of our Pokemon to be like the same 5 basic ones. Like,
yeah.
Wait, you said no Gen 8 Pokemon? Then who the hell is number 23?
Right, Inteleon.
Hey,
Gen 7 Part 2 confirmed.
Oh God, no.
But yeah, it's like, Japanese people are just way more wild with what they choose to be their favorite things, which I kind of like.
I think they also know that Pokemon like Greninja and Charizard have made it in popularity already, so they're trying to do like I think they're trying to do like an underdog deal with this.
And that's why my boy Flygon in 10th place is so good. Flygon got
I
the
love
redemption,
that.
man.
I love that. I love that I don't see fucking Salamence on here.
See, us Americans will hold on to our nostalgia for 25 years.
Yeah, it'd be the first 30 Pokemon in the national decks in order for the first top 30.
I want to talk about something off on the side. You know, I've seen tweets about saying, you know, somebody. I'm not gonna say who it was, but somebody held up a freaking Pokemon Blue cartridge and like, yeah, 25 years ago. Bitch, 25 years ago, Pokemon didn't exist here. You got to go back to 1998, which is fucking 23 and a half years ago.
Okay.
Like September 8th, 1998 is not 1996. Sit down. Thank you.
If America made this list, we already know it'd be Electro, Diglett, Nidoran, Mantine, Venusaur,
Pikachu number 1.
Yeah, and Pikachu at number
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pikachu, Charizard, Lucario, Greninja.
Yeah, it'd be the huge list.
Yeah, the one you already expect to see and are kind of disappointed that it's nothing original list. It basically be all the Pokemons that are popular in the VGC scene is pretty much in the top.
Comment, yes. Pokemon started in 1996 in Japan,
but
not in America. September 1998, and then even in Europe, it's like 1999.
Yeah.
So it's like people don't know their history, and that's why they're normal people. Next.
I'm seeing a lot of the evolutions on here. I see. I'm surprised Glaceon is this far. Like it's so much further than Umbreon.
I'm so happy for her.
It's nice.
It is nice, but I thought people love Sylveon
must be
when
happy
it
with
came
that
out.
too.
People still love Umbreon.
Don't be surprised, because remember the official English account tweet like a year ago, like which of these ice-type Pokemon is currently at Oak's lab, like Ash's Glalie or Ash's Lapras, and of course Lapras won because people don't know anything.
But Lapras is with its family. Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the lab.
And it wasn't even like a close poll. It was like 80% Lapras, and it was like, oh my god.
That was the day I knew the anti-poke scene was dead to me.
This is why continuity is dead.
I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm surprised Journeys didn't fuck Lucario out of that 30th spot.
Hey, we're Cinderace. He should have taken the 30th spot.
Yeah, I would have accepted it.
Mm-hmm. And I hope that this popularity poll here is now showing that, yeah, maybe Lucario being pushed a lot in Journeys isn't necessarily a good thing. Which, by the way, good job, Journeys, for actually getting rid of this guy for a couple of episodes thus far.
Yeah.
Yes. Notice how he's been gone, and the episodes have actually gotten better.
That is because we're going to talk. That is because it's going to be a big talking point that we're going to talk about right now.
Actually, before we get into that, though, I do have one last thing I wish to just bring up real quick. Obviously, this is Pokemon Week. This is a big deal. Do you guys, I guess the last thing I want to say is, do you guys think we're going to get a big announcement? Like, what do you expect? A Let's Go or a DP game here?
I'm hoping
neither.
I'm indifferent, but I kind of like what you said. I could see that happening with the, you tweeted before, Let's Go now and then in May, or sometime later in the year, DP. But you never know.
I like when Game Freak is unpredictable. I hate when they do basically what the fans tell them to do. Because it never ends up well. It never does. We end up with
that's how it goes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just the situation we live in, buddy.
Yeah. I remember somebody asked for a Pokemon rhythm game a while back. I liked that idea. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I forgot who it was that brought that up, but I was all on board with that idea.
Oh, Robzo. Yeah, Robzo said it.
Love Live
Pokemon Rhythm or whatever it's called, similar to like
make Meloetta the mascot for that one.
Or even like a Muso game, like a Warriors game.
Yes.
Well, tomorrow's announcement is supposed to be the Masters thing, where they tell us who the first quote unquote master trainer is going to be. Spoilers, it's Leon. But
it's Leon.
I hate that it's Leon. I hate that so much. I like Leon, but God, you could tell that shit was forced.
Yeah, it's definitely Leon.
It was like, hey, we gotta load something up for the Pokemon Week. All right, yeah, think somebody, it's Leon.
If it comes out as Piers, I would be more happy with that.
Yes.
I'm just saying. But yeah, regardless, though, I'm excited to see what tomorrow's announcement is going to be. Maybe they might announce that there's going to be a Pokemon Day Direct coming out later in the week because people are speculating that maybe on Thursday, the 25th, we're going to be getting a Direct. So they might announce it tomorrow, and then we have to wait till Thursday for the actual Direct presentation itself. But that's only something we'll just have to see. It's not going to have to wait that long. Also, they did mention that the Pokemon anime is going to be getting some big announcements too. I'm just going to straight up say it right now. Don't expect anything big. I honestly think I personally think the big announcement is just going to be the Coco film dub release date.
Yeah,
that's it.
much.
I don't expect anything else.
Yeah, that and more details on the Netflix batch. That's it.
Yeah, the final batch. Because I think the ones who said about the Pokemon anime was TBCI, not those in Japan.
Yeah.
And just today they tweeted out about how the Zashi and Zamazenta episodes are coming up in the next batch. So
yeah. So like, if you like the Sword and Shield characters, look forward to them in the upcoming Sword and Shield chapter. So yeah,
I will say that means the people who watch it dubbed on Netflix, that they're in a weird way gonna luck out because they don't have to wait week after week. They can just literally watch the whole bulk.
Brother Whirl.
Oh yeah, how's his journey in Sun and Moon coming along?
He's up to like 100 something because he's watching it on double speed, and he honestly loves
is he addicted into it?
I think so. He's been kind of bored lately, so he's just been flying through them, and I'm telling him though that he has to watch the Mallow episode at normal speed, which is coming up soon.
All right, so I'm curious to see.
You can't dumb that down with double speed.
Wait, watching double speed. What is that?
Actually making it times 2 speed.
Not only times 2 speed, but gold farbed. Like that.
He's watching it dubbed at twice the speed.
Is he literally watching it like in double speed? Like everything's going really fast?
Like,
hey,
he
Brad Ambassador, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
And then slows it down for like the good ones.
So it's literally like, Pikachu, use Thunderbolt. Like, he watching it like that.
Not that of a strategy. Not that.
But somehow he actually loves the series. Like he knows what he's talking about. He's telling me about. Yeah. But yeah, I think Sun and Moon stand. But I will let you know what happens when he finishes.
All right, sweet. So yeah, Pokemon Day is gonna be a big week. Yay, I guess.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm not expecting anything huge, but I'm only keeping my expectations super low. That way I can be thrown off when the actual big announcements come in. So, I mean, that's the right mindset to think. I hope.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of the mindset we've been forced to do now.
Sad but true. Well. So I think now is the appropriate
time.
Metallica
got fucked. So with the Twitch stream thing.
Yes, the 8-bit music with folks.
Yeah.
You hear these men right here rocking it out, and then the only thing you hear is ding 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 just in the background.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we can finally get into the review of the week. So, you guys all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right. I'm dipping out, as I said earlier. I'm 4 episodes behind. So,
all right. Well, oh my God, we have 70 viewers up in this call.
Let's go.
Oh, I didn't even realize it. What the hell?
KG, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it to partner.
Oh man, I need to get concurrent 75 viewership. I don't know how that'll happen, but man, first of all, I'm not caring much about the partnership. I'm just caring that the viewership is still present for us here in the podcast. And that, to me, is always the most important bit. So,
also, I love when more people show up.
Exactly. They get to hear our opinions. And ladies and gentlemen, we have this week's episode to go and talk about. That being of this Chivalry Knight-esque episode, focusing on the Kalos region as well as focusing on the Elite Four character himself, Wickstrom. So here's my first complaint. Where the hell is Serena, Clement, and Bonnie in this episode? I am so mad that they're not present in this episode. No,
but actually, before we get started,
I saw the internet that day where that shit happened when this episode launched. I was so fucking pissed off when I saw that, man.
Zach's video.
I was so pissed off when I saw that shit, and I was like, bruh.
I'm a fan of X and Y, and I didn't give that much of a shit. I'm like, they're doing their own things.
I don't claim them.
before we begin the episode proper, we had a series director change.
Yes,
in the
this is
last
a
2 weeks.
big announcement right here.
Oh.
So TSS, I'll let you take care of this one right here.
So for this week's that just passed and the previous weeks, we have a brand new director. So this I don't know the first name because the first kanji is like the first name kanji is pretty like ambiguous, but it's Owada from Animation Studio Luna. This guy has worked on the series as a producer since X and Y, and he's worked on movie 20, movie 21, and also 3 of the Yokai Watch movies. Yokai Watch movie 3, which was the live action one, Forever Friends, and then the Shadow Side movie as producer. So he is now, and also his previous works included being a key animator in Detective Conan. He was a key animator in the Jirachi movie, and also in Soreike Anpanman, and also randomly like Cheese Sweet Home, Atarashi Omo Ochi, which was the second series, I think, and then Sketchbook Full Colors from like freaking 12 years ago, like 13 years ago, which is random. So, getting in a guy who was involved in Yokai Watch into the anime to be the director.
I think this is TSS's dream come true.
It's exactly what we want.
So this is what we've been
direction.
asking for since the beginning. And now somebody says, are we in good hands now? Well, I got some good news to tell you. This episode was surprisingly good, man. Like, I had no complaints about this episode, except for maybe one minor moment, but it's a nitpick moment, not necessarily a game changer moment like last week's. It's just more of a minor nitpick. But I'm going to go straight up and say this. This was, in my opinion, a good episode for this year. I really loved it. I loved that the fight itself was not the typical Pokemon battle. I love that it had a theme built around it, with them actually having to partake in the fight like knights do and having to work together with their Pokemon in this episode. Like how you saw Ash go up against Wickstrom like in a legitimate sword fight while their Pokemon are fighting in the background as well. There's so much about this episode that I think was handled perfectly. I loved how everything felt. The music was great. The way they kind of did a good balance of focusing on Ash and Farfetch and a little bit of Go and Scyther in this one as well. The Go and Scyther were a little bit pushed more to the side, but not necessarily. It wasn't that bad, but it was noticeable. But they weren't the main focus, so obviously that didn't need to be put into much attention for that. So overall, the fight was great. The teaming was great. The character was great. I loved everything about it. I can't wait to see them use Jedi lightsabers in the dub when that comes out. Because
but they won't. I'll tell you why. Because later on, he shows that the
sword, the
rubber sword. So they're not going to.
I think it's weird. I feel like they did that as a response to all the damn censorship.
Probably.
Yeah. And then, of course, the big moment that happened, Galarian Farfetcher, come on, learned Ultra Instinct. Insert the theme song in the background right there. But so Detect, that was really cool. And I believe that was also the moment when Galarian Farfetch actually listened to Ash. When Ash told the Farfetch to stop, it actually did stop and pulled back. So, there were developments there for the Farfetch. There was development there for Ash. I love that these two are trying their best to connect with each other. More Ash this time around with Farfetch. Like, he understands that Farfetch is a lone warrior, but he wants to still try to, show to the Pokemon that, hey, you could be a lone warrior, but you could still get my help too, So I did like that chemistry between the two. I'm really, really starting to appreciate Come On Now. I think that's my favorite thing about it. I'm really starting to love this Pokemon. Back when he first came out, I loved his presence, but because we didn't see much with him, I didn't really know why fans were so hyped about this Farfetch. But after these episodes that dropped recently, he's become one of my fan favorites in Ash's team. I'm really loving it, and I hope they take a while before they evolve it.
Episodes.
Yeah, I don't know, because maybe he actually spent time with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. They spent time with the Farfetch. So
now we have
who would have thunk that spending time with Pokemon would make the show good?
Yeah, so
well then again, they'll compare it to like a series like Lucky Star, where they got rid of the series director 4 episodes in. They should have gotten rid of the fucking director. They should have gotten rid of the fucking director 26 episodes in, because realistically, why the hell did it take them 55 episodes to change the fucking director?
I have no idea, man. But yeah, great episode, great music, good animation, some good storytelling here and there. And yeah, solid way to end off the episode. I give it a 6 out of 10.
I thought Zach gave it a 9.
You know, that's why I was doing the exact opposite there. I was just pulling that stunt.
For me, it's the easiest 9.5 that I ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9. And sincerely though, I'm gonna legit give it a 9. I was just joking about the 6 thing because I saw chat going with that. But no, this to me is a 9, and honestly, my favorite episode so far from this year.
From this year, yeah, definitely my favorite from this year, and I think overall for me, probably my second favorite. I think still the Visquez one is my favorite, and then this will knock down the Greedent one, the
Greedent food episode.
Yeah,
that one's my first episode right there so far.
I like that episode more still.
Yeah, so let's start breaking it down. Of course, I know I went a little all over the place with this one, but let's kick things off with talking about the Elite Four member himself, Wickstrom. So, what do you guys think about his introduction to the series?
This isn't Wickstrom's fault, but I don't like his gimmick. It's because I've watched a lot of animes with characters that have that gimmick. So seeing him do it, I'm just like, that's another Mike guy. Fuck. You know, the crying for the chivalry and youth shit. I've seen Mike Guy do it so much. I think it's not Wilkstrom's fault. I'm gonna repeat that. It's not his fault. But Zoro, you know who I mean. The Elite Four member that uses steel type. Stop doing this. But anyway, that after Zoro just threw me off by being annoying. Shit, the damn Elite Four member, his gag, I've seen it it's not his fault. I just seen it so many times before. I can't be excited about it. I think Chuck did it.
I think he did it in the original, but not in the current, though.
Yeah, he didn't do it in the current, but I think Chuck did it. So I'm just like, okay, cool, neat.
I mean, it fits the theme.
Yeah.
It does.
It's one of those situations that if you've watched something so many times or seen so many other shows out there that kind of go into this kind of thing and better, then it'll throw you off. But I'm only viewing this from like the perspective of what the show in itself has done. And I think for the most part, it's been pretty okay at best. Wilkstrom's introduction into the series, in my opinion, is good. I'm really curious, though, to see how it or when he might show up again, because if they continue to play along with that, I really want to see a little bit of a different dynamic from him outside of what we're here, because the reason why he's acting this way obviously is because of the challenge that he pretty much built. You know, this is his castle, this is his challenge, so he's gonna act this way to fit with his team that he has present in here. So yeah, we'll see.
Also props once again to being another great episode from Solo Iwane, like Iwane Solo, Solo Iwane episode, and also the character on the screen that Tyrone likes a lot.
Okay, I did like that. That was nice. I like that.
It saved the episode for him.
I'm kind of disappointed that was his only role though, because once he leaves and gets back into that wall, that's like the last we see of him. He's never referenced again.
I mean, it's supposed to be a distraction. I mean, that's
he's a trap. But at the same time, I'm just like, well,
that's how I felt in Sun and Moon when there were a million polyworlds around and they didn't do anything. They were just there.
It's like, okay, you did your dignified cameo, now leave.
I appreciate the nod to like those freaking cheap Chinese wireless cameras, the freaking AC program that's in there with the freaking the PTZ controls.
Yeah,
I do like that.
I do like that when this episode came out, it was during the time that, you know, the polls were going on and they didn't want. So it's almost like it was planned.
Yeah, then he showed up, be like, "Hey guys, just here to remind you that the polls going on. You should vote for me. All right, bye."
Right. He came in to get his last few voters in.
Exactly. He came in. He got the.
He got the W.
He got the mail-in votes in this one. Oh my god. Yeah. So love the Dene, love Farfetch.
Go ahead, Polly.
That's okay. I have some notes here, but I don't know if you wanted to break everything down like
Go right ahead.
While
It's your
you're
turn.
talking, so go ahead.
To me, like this felt like a DP or XY episode, but without like, thankfully, the trio coming to interrupt. Like I know there was a couple, the episodes where there's mazes and stuff, but like there was still development that happened, and I just hope this isn't Come On's only episode. But for
Well, I
Journey's
have
episode,
good news for you because in just a
wait.
couple of episodes, he's getting another one really soon.
You're right.
I don't like the pacing of his character development. It's shit, if you ask me. They gave him nothing for large bulks, and then it's like, oh, shit, Farfetch exists. Let's give him one episode here, then we'll give him one like
Different
5
director,
here.
so we have a different. So now we're
Now that it's a different director. We're
No, I know that because you've told me a lot of times. I'm just saying though, like even though you switch the director, that doesn't change the overall product.
Yes, it does.
No.
Lucky Star. Lucky Star.
Hold on. No, it doesn't change the past though. TSS, we still got that big gap of him not being present, especially in the Darkest Day. As a series, that still fucks it up.
It might change though, because maybe Come On will wind up being his ace, because it's like we've been so used to Lucario being his ace, but it's like
but then that makes
it turn into another Jobber Frog situation. And I know here I'm going to open up a can of worms again, but
then that just makes the pacing bad again, because it's like, okay, the series was focused on this, now it's focused on this, now it's like,
But isn't that what a series is supposed to do? Like Sun and Moon technically did that for the final year, and you enjoyed it after that.
Polly brought up this good point though.
At episode 50 or 50 something.
Polly brought up
Polly
brought up this good point though. In earlier series, even if a character caught a new Pokemon, older Pokemon would still like show up and do shit and be involved. We have literally episodes where Farfetch, Dragonite, and Gengar are missing. Just missing. And now we're supposed to care?
Sure. Because
it all depends on how the second year goes, man. I'm only saying it for now because I think I once again want to remind people you can see things from now, not knowing what's going to come from the future, and then you can review something that already exists from beginning to end.
Then you can come back, and then you can come back to the other ones. Does that make it any better? Absolutely not. But it's not how you start; it's how you finish.
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see how this second year is going, and with this new director. So far, anyway, I'm really having a nice little change of fate going in, and I'm really hoping that it comes out. But I do agree with you. It sucks that the first year is so badly stained that they had to get a new director in, but I do think that the director is going to try its best to fix the flaws that pre-exist. Before he came on board.
I'm just too little, too late status right now.
I don't know, man. It's only the first year so far.
That's not too little, too late, because you think about it this way. For me, 91 episodes for Sun and Moon to actually get freaking good versus 55. So that's fine.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even say the series has automatically turned good. It's even this
that's why we're saying we gotta wait till the end of the year.
Even this episode to me was okay. Like it like they had a job. Let's get stronger. Okay, we visit the guy. We get stronger. Well, we did the thing. Oh yeah, by the way, Cypher can involve. That's the order in which everything went down, which is great, but it was definitely basic. It wasn't impressive.
But sometimes the most basic shit is actually better than most complex shit. So.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, in some cases that's true. Just like I said, I think Journeys has battered me down so much to the point where it's like I can't just say, oh, it's fixed now. This episode isn't enough to convince me it's fixed. This episode's enough for me to go, it was okay. It was that episode happened. that show did.
Now, mind you, this new director isn't obviously going to change everything, because I believe that Tomiyasu is still the executive director, and I think Yuyama is still up there as well. So I'm not sure how much of a change this new director is going to be. Maybe he'll give more opinions or more ideas for what they could do for later shows or later episodes in the show. But let's not say that this new director will bring all the change in.
Yeah, like he's not going to be
he's not going to automatically fix everything, but it does give a sense of hope that there can be something to get out from this.
We're going to have to give it about 20 episodes.
Yeah, but I do want to say, though, for the first 2 episodes we got with this director change, so far they've been a plus in my book with some little flaws here and there, but nothing necessarily that's gonna make me want to rip my hair out, you know. So
Wait, did he do last week with
he did. It
Yes.
started off with the ponytail episode.
Oh, good, because I
Which
love that
one
one too.
Yeah, that one's good. It is okay. Like that.
It's good.
It did an okay job. It got me involved.
Yeah, so
It
that's
had
what I'm
some flaws
saying.
here and
We'll
there,
see
too.
how things go further into the show. But anyway, moving along into the adventure of PM 2019. We're talking about Wickstrom. Yeah, once again, Elite Four member. I'm very happy to see that. I know we're jumping all over the place with this one, but this is a review. You know, that's fine. One thing I do like, I know maybe some people might dislike it. I like how the episode ended with a trade.
Yes.
My favorite thing about that was that it was an Elite Four member trading with a trainer. I will say that it felt very quick. I will admit that it felt very quick because I think it would have been. I think it would have been very cool had Wickstrom mentioned had you completed the trial, you would win a reward at the end of it, and then that reward would not just only be the medal itself, but also the medal coat to fit more with the theme, and then go be like, I wonder how this could be used, and then Wickstrom will show him that, you know, you could trade your Scyther that you have here and evolve it into a Caesar. So, I mean, like, there were some things here and there that they could have fixed, but with the time limit that they had, of course, some parts had to be cut off. But I did like how it ended in it evolving into a Caesar. Now, does that mean we'll see the Pokemon in action later down the road? Probably not, but it's still something to be excited for regardless. Because Caesar, in my opinion, is one of my favorite bug-type designs. I love how it looks. Red's one of my favorite colors with that. So I would really look forward to seeing more Caesar in the series. But yeah, you know, I don't know how everybody else felt about that. Because I know a lot of people in the community felt very divisive about the trade. But I mean, like, it's Go. It's like... I just want to bring this up before I pass it to TTS. I was just going to say, if this was an Ash trade, like if he had the Scyther and evolved into Caesar, then yes, I start complaining, but it's Go we're talking about, so it's not really that much of a big deal.
After TSS goes, I have one thing I wish could have happened with that Scizor thing, but the thing I want takes a little bit more time, and I don't know if Journeys wants to do it.
What I personally think was, first of all, I could see this coming like a mile of fucking way, even before this episode, even before like the preview, the magazine stuff. I think I saw this like a long way away that this was probably going to happen. As for the episode itself, first of all, yes, I think the reason why I guess the reason why they did the whole Wickstrom thing is because, well, Iwane likes to just reuse the key animation. I mean, come on. One man. I mean, do you want him seriously do it? Do you want people seriously to do freaking different key animations when you have one guy doing the whole fucking episode? That's the thing. So, okay, I can give that a pass. The fight sequences, actually seeing a freaking real human-to-human sword fight in a fucking Pokemon episode? Come on! That was fucking great.
Yes.
That was absolutely fantastic.
And it was an Iwane one too. You know Iwane had fun with that shit, man.
Yes, of course. And the Klefki thing too. I love that reference too.
Yeah. I just want to add one thing about it. I feel like it's nice because I think oftentimes we assume that people only use Pokemon in this universe to duel or battle or defend themselves.
Except for Bryson who fucking breaks rocks.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not true.
Yeah. The thing I wanted to happen with Scyther. Now, the thing I want takes time, but it would have been satisfying as fuck to me, at least. So Ghost says something very interesting when Scyther wants to join him for their journey to Kalos. Well, Scyther doesn't say it, but he wants to join, and Ghost says it. Ghost says, "Oh, I haven't battled with Scyther in a while," right? And the last major fight we see Scyther in, like in terms of like battles, was the tournament that he lost in the Hoenn region.
Yeah.
I wish that Wickstrom had said, your bond with Scyther is kind of iffy right now. Trade it with me. I will give you Hondage. You train with it so you can become one with the sword. Come back. And then would have evolved into Scizor because it's already wearing the metal coat and it's traded to Wickstrom. And then once Scizor gains its trust and they win the fight, Scizor goes back to Go. That way, Go gets a new Pokemon, Hondage. He evolves it into Doodlelot, comes back, trades it with Wickstrom because Wickstrom already has an Aegislash anyway. And then that would have been a justifiable, like, okay, this helps our bond get better because I'm learning more about how Scyther and its slash attacks work. One with the sword, one with the Pokemon that uses said sword.
There's one little itty bitty problem with that.
Plus, it goes with the trading gimmick where he gets traded. And
I agree wholeheartedly. There's just one problem with that. That would require to have that Pokemon get focused episode, and I don't know how you can focus a sword episode with that one. Honestly, I like the concept, but I don't think it would be executed very well. I think it should have been done similarly to how it was done in Best Wishes with that trade episode, if you remember it. Where it was Bianca and Professor what was her name? Professor Juniper versus Silent and Ash when they trade.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
like if it was done something like that, I think that could have been cool.
The reason I say I understand why you say I don't know that would happen. Just go point it out. He opens it up by saying I haven't fought with Scyther a lot recently, and if you look at this episode through Gold's perspective, does Scyther really deserve to evolve? Not really.
No,
not
really. But it's a trade mechanic, so it can evolve whenever it wants.
Yeah, but I hate that though because it feels like this was a generally good episode on the surface level. Like on the surface level, it's a good episode, but then you got to look at that and go, well, yeah, the Scyther thing happened, but I kind of wish there was how Kamon's thing with Ash was that he didn't use them much, so they didn't get along. So why not follow that same strategy with Go? Like, it's his Pokemon. He hasn't used it in a while. Its last major fight, it lost in the Hoenn region tournament. So why not do that with Go? It almost felt like they were like, yeah, this is Ash and Farfetch's thing, so we got to back Go up a little bit.
Well, here's two things. One, Scyther has always never been viewed as the lone warrior type. It likes participating in things, so I'm pretty sure it was happy to be involved in this anyway. And secondly, I mean, item evolutions, you don't really need to train them to begin with. They could just evolve in the moment whenever they want.
But Pokemon has explored that stuff.
I understand. I'm just saying that I'm not really feeling.
You get a metal coat in the fucking game. What is the first thing to do? Oh, let's evolve your Scyther.
If that was the case, Misty would have evolved Poliwhirl into Politoed the minute it happened. Like,
well, you have to remember. You still had to remember.
She let it develop first. And fight the world.
Pill drunk man was still riding the series, so
okay, that's fine, I guess.
Completely different environment.
The journey probably started somewhere.
Yeah, it's journey, so I gotta let that dent go.
Exactly. That's the thing. We live in a different environment now.
I hate that I have to do that, but it's the
freaking truth. I mean,
we got to
exactly
use it. Truth. Unfortunately, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, we'll see how things turn out at the end of the series when we move on into the next one. We live in a society.
Yes, we do.
But anyway, so. Anything else you guys want to add about the episode? I know there are some like cute little references I thought I might point out, but I just want to hear from everybody else.
I love the Satoshi's like freaking like big ass eyes when freaking Kamon hit the freaking wall with the leak, and it was like
the fuck, man. Why we could have just
he was like for real, like for real.
You do realize we have this okay, whatever. Like it's like one of those like the lab rats when they just actually climb up the wall.
Fucking hole. Satoshi falling into the hole. Yeah. I think that was another freaking great part about that episode.
It felt like Ash again. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it just felt like
him falling into the hole.
You want to know why? It's because it's not Pikachu this time. It's an item.
Oh yeah,
it's another fucking Pokemon. It's not Pikachu. And
it's not even a Pokemon.
The best part is it's like. And the best part is, it's like Pikachu was held back on purpose, and I liked that.
Yay! Finally.
Yeah.
He could do shit on his own.
Yeah, Pikachu would have probably went down there instead of Ash had Pikachu been there.
Yeah,
but isn't Pikachu supposed to throw a fit because it's not included?
It did throw a fit if you saw in this episode.
Yes, he did.
No, isn't it supposed to run all the way back to fucking Delia's house and some shit?
Don't worry, we'll get part 2 of that soon, Tyrone.
My favorite Journeys episode.
Yeah, it'll happen. Don't worry. You just gotta wait. It's being built up for part 2, Tyrone. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, Pikachu's Pikachu's bitch fit part 2.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. He's gonna go to Alola this time. He's gonna take a plane to go visit Kukui and Burnett and be like, where's Ash? Oh, I ditched his ass somewhere in Kanto. And that's where we're going to just leave things for Pikachu for the time being. But yeah, so I did like Pikachu being left in the sidelines this time around. I think that was good. Just because it allows Ash to have more of a conversation with Farfetch rather than Pikachu and Ash having a conversation with Farfetch. You know, it really does feel like these two are trying to connect with each other. Yeah, it's a one-on-one, mano-a-mano kind of conversation. So, yeah, and then the last part of the fight, as we mentioned, the big finale, I liked that as well. I liked how Go and Ash kind of cooperated here with this one, where they kind of split off with each other, so that way Go and Scyther can catch the Pokemon and whatnot. But once again, little things here and there. Episode ends in a good note. I'm very happy. And next week's episode is going to be a filler one. But regardless, though, I think it's going to be a fun one because one of my favorite girls is getting a development episode here. Finally getting some more screen time. And it's actually an episode for her as well as for Koharu. So we'll see how things will shape up for that. And something about Love is a Kodak, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, you want to know what I wanted? So, at the beginning of the episode that we're reviewing now, I like that what's the male scientist's name?
Well, it's Kikuna. Was it Kikuna? Or,
no, Kikuna is the girl.
Kikuna's the girl, yeah. What's the male scientist?
Or Krissa.
They don't
Renji.
Yeah. No, I like how part of me kind of wishes that Sakuragi and Renji had went with Ash and Go, not to do anything for real, just sort of to spectate and look.
Or just Renji. I would have just
the reason I want that is because it would have been an all dudes thing, and the next episode's an all girls thing. Like that would have been a nice little fun dynamic situation.
Well, technically, we already had an all dudes thing right here.
Yeah, technically it did happen in this episode.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I want the scientist to come too.
Yeah.
Renji only showed up for like a couple of seconds. I wish, and we're doing the female scientist next week. I kind of wish, like, that they would do that, like split situation. Maybe they could have happened at the same time, and like Koharu's with her during that time. Like, I like that. I like multiple things happening at once. It feels like the world's moving.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna go.
I'm expecting you to have a crush on the Psyduck, not the trainer. God, what a twist that'd be.
And speaking of that preview, I just love the fact that they freaking had the preview where Satoshi and Go were having the bowl of ramen, and then the freaking next show that came on, Dekamori Hunter, they had a fucking 6.5 kilogram fucking bowl of ramen challenge. I just like that because
it all comes together.
Yeah, it's not. I think they did that. I think they did that unintentionally because it's not airing next week. They don't have a air time slot for next week for the Dekamori Hunter show. So they probably aired it right after, and because it's like, oh, it's a visual cue. Oh, we see Satoshi and Go eating ramen. Oh, we have this guy that has like fucking 840,000 subscribers on YouTube trying to eat a fucking 6.5 kilogram fucking ramen. So that was fucking fucking great. Also, watching Dekamori Hunter is freaking entertaining. You guys should watch an episode.
Jake Creighton, just out of curiosity, what are you referring to about the Ash and Go encounter in Opal Inner City? The reason why people were mad about that is because that wasn't part of the plot, and she just kind of felt like
shit.
Yeah, and Opal was just sort of there to be there. At least with Wickstrom here in this episode, the whole theme they was introduced him first and said that the theme was about his castle. So so obviously it made more sense here.
Yes.
Also, Gengar is also going to be appearing, by the way, next week's episode too.
But he's doing the same joke he's been doing since his debut.
I know, but I love the fact that I think Eevee's kind of similar to Sakuragi, where it's like, oh look, it's just it's another ghost Pokemon, and then Eevee does the same thing too.
I love Sakuragi's reason. He's like, I bought this place because I heard there was a ghost and I thought that shit was neat.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason. I bought the universe.
You got it for a super price.
Right. I saved tons of money because they said it was fucking haunted.
No, it's good.
I'm a scientist, not an idiot.
Oh my god, it's actually so recent.
That's like the most realistic thing that I've heard.
So in regards also to the preview, we're also going to get a focus on Ice-type Pokemon, which sounds cool.
I wonder
I
what
like
the
it.
X-type
It's-
Pokemon
it's-
is going to be hinted.
Someone make that meme real fast, by the way. What's up, demons? It's me, your boy, and just Photoshop Sakurai. Yo, boy.
The ice cube.
Yeah. Also,
Sakurai is
another,
weirdly becoming my favorite in this show for some reason.
also another winter-themed episode in winter. So nice.
Also, somebody mentioned, is Team Rocket going to be in this episode coming up?
I hope not. I hope not.
Let's see
I hope
here.
not. I can leave.
Let's have a look. So let's go to the F-side really quick.
Let's go
go
take
to
a
the
look at
F-side.
the internet and see what the internet has to give us.
Internet. Also, kudos to Wickstrom for having 2 copies of the GS Ball.
Bless his soul.
Yeah, all right. So we're going to go to the comments right now, and the answer to that is no.
Yeah.
Episode
Because-
save.
because-
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I never
because
thought I'd say that.
Yeah, because if you
How
look
sad.
if you look at the cast list, the only cast member that you see there that part of the Rockets is Inuko Inuyama and Wanpachi. Which
Guys, notice how the 2 episodes made by the new director don't have fucking Team Rocket in them. How
three of them. Three
Yeah.
of them.
I'm surprised he didn't mention the lack of a Lucario. Because that's more obvious in my
The
eyes.
minute he got into the office, he was like, first order of business. Who the fuck are these 3? That's Team Rocket. Get rid of them. I hate them.
Who's this blue fuck over here? That's a Lucario. Get his ass out of here.
Lucario,
Also, we're getting
this goddamn duck though.
Also, I think
He's
we're
my
getting.
boy.
I think we're also getting Koharu's brother. I think Sota. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh hey, more family stuff with
He
that.
showed up. He said, "What's your name?" Lucario. You're fired. Get out. Leave. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Who's this stupid brown duck over here? That's a Farfetch.
See, I'm glad
Give me more Farfetch.
we're getting more of these, like, hanging out with the female professor sort of thing, because it gives me Sun and Moon vibes.
And
like,
that's why I'm loving it. I was about to say I'm getting some hard Sun and Moon vibes with this, but that's a good thing because the show needs it. Because if they have no clear concept of what they want to do with the premise of like the plot, like the world championship, might as well focus on the characters then
Also,
instead of
we
focusing
gotta-
on the plot.
Also, Koharu gets 2 episodes almost close to each other with the 1 episode gap in between them. Holy shit!
And
That's
that one
so much
episode gap
Koharu.
was an Ash focused episode. You know,
What the fuck?
Is this the year of redemption for Journeys? Probably not. But I mean, it's all optimistic to look forward
We'll
to.
wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, it's looking bright. I finally have a sense of relief now that I don't have to cancel the show, so I'm happy with
We'll
that.
wait and see. I'm
I
sorry.
know, but
we're
I
in
do
the-
believe though after this one is going to be the stupid 2-parter one, so I feel like we're gonna go a little weird with that one.
It's a bad boyfriend situation. Like, I've changed, babe.
You know, what's that double episode you got coming up after this one then? And then of course you have the stupid green ass monkey also coming out immediately after that, so that's another episode I'm scared about. So we'll see how things are gonna turn
maybe
out.
this guy will change things.
Maybe
All right, everybody knock on
maybe
wood.
he'll save the monkey for me. Or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I have a very high bar set for that stupid monkey.
Well, I think it's not. I think it's maybe not just the ending result. It's just that how we get there. If the stuff at the ending, at the penultimate thing doesn't necessarily change. Maybe the stuff like in between changes, and maybe that'll make it more entertaining.
Jay, we just talked about how his role is insignificant. We're just jabbing at that.
I just have one request at this point. Can we finally change the ending?
No.
I'm getting tired.
Oh wait, I thought you said opening. Yes.
No,
please,
no,
let's-
No, because we still
don't-
have to pay Junichi Masuda his money.
But I hate that we have to. Okay, then make a different song. Why can't he make another song then?
Yeah, I'm getting a little sick of Pokemon Shitori too.
Yeah, man. This is basically the polar opposite of like DP's opening or Best Wishes opening, where it stays on for so goddamn long. And then you're just wanting for it to end, except now this time it's the ending song. How isn't there an ending song that has like Koharu, Go, and Ash doing fun
Evo
things
is
together?
right. Shitori's not at the pose levels yet. Pose was 60.
Oh. Yeah, but Pose had different verses.
So did that. So does this.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Technically, it has 3 versions. We have version 1, which had nothing at the end. Version 2, which is second verse, and then version 3 is version 1, except with the second verse's video.
Eh.
Yeah, and also don't forget the Riolu egg and then the Riolu hat.
All right.
Well, those are just variations.
No, but I'm saying, but they exist, and therefore they have to also be acknowledged too. I'm just saying that, like, at least with the other ones, there was more visuals with
and
the
also
cast
from a technical
itself.
standpoint. And also from a technical standpoint, we had 7 or 8 weeks with the Coco with the
the ones
Coco
that
ending.
we sadly never
with
saw.
Fushigi Ikimono, which is not on the reruns.
I'm
So
so
technically
mad
there was
that
different.
I
know.
We could have had greatness in our hands right there.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yep.
What are we gonna do?
So next week we're gonna eat some fucking ramen. And so tomorrow I'm gonna fucking eat ramen because fucking Ichiran is open downtown. I'm gonna fucking eat tomorrow.
Bring me with you. What wrong?
Yeah, bring. Oh. I'll just skip
I need to be prepared for this ramen episode, even if it's not ramen focused. I just have to bring up something ramen. I'm gonna get me a cup noodles, and we're gonna eat that shit right now. Lot for that.
One day we'll hang out again. One day.
One
Yeah,
day.
let's go.
It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a wacky
actually, the funny thing is, if I go tomorrow to Ichiran, that'll be the first time I'll be eating at Ichiran since fucking March the 7th.
Wow.
Last year. So almost entire year that I haven't eaten freaking.
Comment says,
Ichiran.
if you paid attention, come on, learn moves from B. Come on, learn focus energy from him on top and attack from Graplock. Huh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. See that they're playing 4D chess again.
Yeah, except Come On wasn't in that second fight, so I didn't see some of that, which I would have loved to have seen, Come On in the rematch. I hope Come On rematches B, please. Come On needs to do that. I know it's supposed to have been Riolu based, but I do believe that the duck deserves
That was
some
its
love.
debut, and it lost.
I know. That's why there's chance for redemption, man.
Also, looking back at that episode, it's so weird. Come On had no problems obeying Ash in that fight.
Well, it was a fight, that's why.
It was a fight.
Oh, but at the same time, you're right. It acted on its own in the in
the
World
Girder
Championship
episode.
battle.
Weird.
Inconsistency at its finest, don't you agree?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Journeys.
I started today.
That bugs me. You guys brought up B, and I was like, wait a minute. Shit, Come On was completely obedient in that fight. What the? This is the plot line we're bringing up now? Okay.
At least they're somewhat doing that scene in the opening of justice, even though Lucario isn't exactly fighting against Farfetch'd.
Journeys has been lying to us every opening. You should probably have noticed that, and I think that probably should have been a hint. I mean, they lied to us about Reboot beating the shit out. I mean, not Reboot. Score Bunny beating the shit out of the giant metal bird. Farfetch and Riolu fighting with each other, and then this one with this opening lying to us as well. So with the stupid Ponyta. For now.
Maybe they would have written it in, but they couldn't because it was probably on a cutting room floor or something.
It was like last minute decision. They're like, shit, but we already had the opening animation done in stone. Too bad for that.
Depression is like PWC is canceled due to the Backstreet Boys.
By the way, I did get my first shot like last Wednesday, and that was a thing.
Nice.
I still gotta wait till mine comes. Well, I don't know when the hell that's gonna happen, but we'll see.
Well, you might get an opportunity now with that new place opening.
Yeah.
So
fingers crossed.
Indeed, and then we could go travel again, and I'll be like 2.5 months time. I'll be like freaking Macho Man Randy Savage in 1987. Back to the airport.
it does like one of those old school cartoon cutouts where you just see a plane just fly by, and then it just cuts back out, and you see TSS already in Japan at that point. But man, no, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. The future hopefully will continue to look bright. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to be safe, be healthy. As TSS would always say,
wash your fucking hands.
Exactly.
And check me out and plug again. So Saturday night coming up, we're going to have part 2 of my coming out of retirement from subbing. We're going to continue on with the 1, 2, 3 opening 8 p.m. Eastern, TSS_killer on Twitch.
Nice.
TSS Killer.
If you haven't had a chance to watch part 1, is part 1 still available on your Twitch channel?
That is correct, yeah.
All right, so you can catch up with that if you need to. I need to watch that tomorrow when I do my work at work. So I'm going to go and take a look at that because it is interesting to kind of learn about some of the backstory behind some of the people who work on things you might have seen before in the past. So make sure to check that out. Tomorrow is going to be the Black playthrough, if I'm correct, right, Tyrone?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's that. But before then, though, Tyrone, you have something else you're probably going to be doing, correct?
We're keeping with Pokemon Week, and we're doing the TCG, but I'm also going to be doing some Sword and Shield online competitive battles.
You've been really getting back into that, haven't you?
Yeah, we did it before the PokePod today, and we did pretty good, 4-2. So getting back into the VGCs, yeah, we're getting back into the VGCs. We won more fights than we lost, so we did pretty good. So like, I want to build a team and make a legitimate good team going so that we can start destroying the online set. Hopefully we can make it to Master Ball.
Yeah. Yep. And I guess after this, I'm probably going to continue working on that fighter sting that I've been working in behind the scenes.
Yes, that looks so cool.
I know, that I've been having a lot of fun. Actually, I don't even know if anybody here I'm pretty confident people here on the Twitch chat probably follow me on Twitter. If you don't, links in the description down below. I do a lot of random edits as well. One of these days, I would love to just kind of show you the behind the scenes on how I make these things and why I make them and how easy it actually is to make said thing as well. You'd be surprised. It's not that hard
because
to
it's
do.
Been inspired by me.
Like we've all dabbled a little bit of inspiration from each other, and I think that's always the most important part. So. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's always the important thing about this situation. But let me just let me go and put this here real quick. There it is. I'll just leave that there in the background.
TSS_killer on Twitch. Also again, Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern will be Tales of Symphonia Part 4 on the PC.
Neat. All right, so I believe with that said, we're pretty much good to go, no?
I think we're good. Yeah.
All right, sweet. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in for tonight. We hope you guys had a fantastic evening. We had a lot of fun talking about this week's episode of PM2019, talking about Pokemon Week, talking about Nintendo Directs, and talking about the Smish of the Brothers. And next week is going to be a lot of fun because for a fact we're going to talk about a lot of Pokemon outside of the anime because it's going to be the aftermath of the Pokemon Week. We might have another discussion later in the week if they do have a big announcement. Maybe we'll have time to squeeze in an additional podcast for this week. Maybe make a short one, like an hour or something here. So please continue to follow me on Twitter. Make sure to follow us here on Twitch as well to be notified if we ever do anything extra that might not be in the list. So and Friday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know the deal. Reaction nights. Eevee is going to be coming back for that one. And we're going to get back to our Horimiya and Symfungir for that one. I apologize to that one person who's been clamoring us to do it. But because of tight scheduling, it was kind of difficult for us to get it out there. So we'll make sure to cover that in the next reaction. So I hope you guys look forward to that. We're going to be reacting to PM2019. We're going to be reacting to Horimiya, a very popular show from this season. And then we're going to be reacting to Symfungir. So I'm very excited for that. That's going to be it for the week. If I, once again, have anything else that I'd like to show you guys, please just follow me here. And it just says from Stream Elements. Please follow me on Twitter to keep up to date as to whenever I have anything planned in store. So, I'm going to call it a night. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks again to everybody here in the call, to Tyrone, to TSS, to Polly, and to our pal JPR who came in a while ago for hour 1. Thank you guys once again for the support there. And we'll talk with all of you guys in the chat later in whatever video we make. Take care, everybody, and make sure to have yourselves an awesome day. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Happy Pokemon Week.
Happy Pokemon Week.
Yee.
Y-E.
Back to the airport.
Oh, my God.